Hi guys, this is Dr. Gonzalez, and I'm going to walk you through your SONA research article summary assignment. Again, this is an assignment that is an alternative to participating in research through SONA at UHCL. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that first so that everybody is on the same page about what the requirements are for this particular submission. So if you go and look in Canvas and scroll down at the bottom, you'll see a topic or a module actually that's called SONA. And I uploaded 2 PDF documents towards the beginning of the class this year. That was information about this SONA participant pool and information about how to log in. So with this particular course, this is a research-based course, you are required to participate in research through SONA at UHCL. That is a minimum of 3 hours that need to be completed during this semester. You should be working on that. If for some reason you are not, or you have tried and don't qualify for studies or whatever, there is an option to complete an alternative assignment. The alternative assignment is to read journal articles and produce a summary of those articles following a specific format that I have for you in a template. Okay. There is 1 journal article for 1 hour of research participation. If you look in SONA, there's going to be a place to submit. And what you do here is you submit either your certificate from your participation in the research or your summaries, or a combination of both. So you're required to do 3 hours of SONA research, right? Say you only do 1, and that's it. Well, you need to do 2 journal article summaries for a total of 3, okay? So let's go over what you need to do in those summaries. So I've provided you with a document in Canvas that is going to be both instructions and a template for these research article summaries, okay? First thing you need to do is download that template and read it. And like I just told you, this is a research-oriented class, so I really highly recommend that you participate in the research through SONA. You may find yourself in a situation where you're only doing a 15-minute something or another, and you end up getting credit for an hour. As an alternative, you can summarize an article for an hour of research, okay? So in the template, you'll see that I have a nice summary template here followed by a reference. If you are going to summarize 3 articles, what I want you to do is to go in and highlight all of this information right here, right-click, and hit copy, okay? Then I want you to scroll down to the reference, hit enter, go up here and say insert page break, and then you're going to right click and paste. Actually, you're going to paste it with that right there because it's going to keep the formatting for you. If you're doing 3 articles, you would do that again. Okay? That gives me your summaries in 1 file instead of having 3 separate files that I have to go and print out and read and mark and then give you feedback on. All right? So what are you going to do in this summary? Well, first you're going to download the article. If you go back to Canvas, right here at the bottom, you'll see it's not published right now, but in a minute when I do publish it, it'll say Research Articles for Alternative SONA Assignment. When you click on that, you're going to be brought to a page that has 51 very different articles. I tried to throw a little bit of everything in here to satisfy everyone from the hardcore bench laboratory scientist who's concerned about spatial memory and rats and laboratory stuff, all the way through there is infidelity here at the end. There's a phenomenological study because we talked about that in class and they're really kind of not very popular out there. Couldn't find a lot of that. Sleep. You're going to find that a lot of the themes that I like in research, which are sleep, infidelity, and education, are going to come up in here because that's what I tend to like, and so I want you to see what I really like to read and talk about. So there's school start times, being a cheater, are you always going to be a cheater, internet affairs, predicting infidelity, the big 5 personality traits, importance of a good night's sleep for middle schoolers, worse weather amplifies social media activity. I mean, I tried to put a little bit of everything in here. So you're going to download your article, you're going to read it, right? And you're going to write a summary. That summary needs to be concise, 1 page, and double spaced. That's what this is set up to give you, right? It needs to be objective, which means you're going to simply report what was in the journal article. You're not going to critique it. You're not going to say whether or not you believe in it or you don't believe in it. Just tell me what they did. Make it accurate, obviously, and please write it in your own words. This is one of the assignments where it is super easy to fall into the temptation of just popping over to ChatGPT and saying, hey, my teacher gave me these things right here. Help me make this and do the summary for me. Please don't do that. I want to hear your voice. I really do. I'm going to run your submissions through Turnitin's AI usage detector, and I'm going to warn you now, if your submission returns between 50 to 100% flagged AI usage, we're going to have a conversation, especially if it's 100%. Every time we have a submission, I consistently have 1 or 2 people who are submitting something that appears to be 100% AI written. And unfortunately, at this point in time, it's difficult for me to even tell if that writing is your writing or not, because I've never seen a sample of your writing where I'm 100% confident that it's yours. Because even on the open-ended questions on the test, some people don't answer those. So, warn, just don't do it. I would rather read a poorly written summary that's in your words, because then I will know. I want to see, like, you, the authentic you in writing. In any case, what are you going to write in this summary? Well, you're going to answer these 3 questions. What's the main question or purpose of the study? Who was studied? And what methods or procedures were used? For the main question, you're going to probably focus on the abstract, and then towards the end of the introduction or the lit review, you should see that main question and the hypotheses that they're talking about. Under participants, you will be able to answer who was studied, and then under methods or procedures, you will tell me what they did. Okay, this is 1 paragraph. This is 1 or 2 sentences for each of these things, because you're going to only write a page. It's going to be difficult to grade a whole bunch of these. And I don't want you all to have to write a ton. This is just a 1-page, quick and dirty summary. In the next paragraph, I want you to identify the independent and dependent variable or variables. If it's non-experimental research, tell me the main variable. They may not list it as dependent versus independent. And also, I would like to add, if they talk about controls, please talk about those as well. I didn't put that in here, but I'm going to add it just on the fly here. All right. Then in your 3rd paragraph, I want you to tell me the major results of the study and report the outcomes, not your opinion. So what did they find in the article? I really don't want to know what you think about it. I just want to know objectively, with all due respect, what did these researchers find? Okay? And then also, what did they conclude based on their findings? You could also throw in a sentence in there if you wanted to about limitations. Just a sentence. It does not have to be much. So you should have 3 paragraphs. Your summary should not be longer than 1 page. And at the end of the document, there is a spot for you to create an APA reference. Each reference is going to follow the article that it came with. In other words, you're not going to have a reference page that lists out 3 of these, if that's what you did, 3 journal articles. You're going to have the summary, and then you're going to have your reference. Then you're going to have summary, then you're going to have the reference. Okay? Make sure you format your references correctly. Put a space between the initials of the author if they have a second name. The year in parentheses, no month. Then put the title of the journal article, not in italics, not bolded. And you're going to capitalize it like you would capitalize a sentence. That means you capitalize the first word, and then any punctuation, and then whatever follows it, and then punctuation. All the stuff in the middle is not capitalized. It's like a sentence. Then you're going to tell me the title of the journal, which this one here is Cyber Psychology, Behavior, and Social Networking. It's in italics. Then your volume is also in italics, but then your issue number is not, and it's in parentheses. That's the issue number right here. Then list the page numbers, end it with a period, and follow it up with a DOI in proper format. This is a properly formatted DOI. Okay, so where do you find this stuff? Well, if you go and look at one of these articles, let's look at 2018 Effects of School Start Time and the Importance of a Good Night's Sleep for Adolescents. Look, there's the DOI right there. This is back before DOIs were formatted. This is 2018, so, no wait, 2018, 2007. So this DOI is a little wonky. You would copy that information right there, and then you would go over here. I'm just going to put a space so you would know it, but you would do https:// and then you are going to paste that information that you just copied right there. Okay? Not all articles have DOIs, but if it has been published in the last 20 years, it more than likely has one. It is your responsibility to go in there and hunt it. Take a look at this title right here. They capitalize all kinds of stuff, probably because Behavioral Sleep Medicine, the journal, wants that stuff capitalized. When you go back over to your APA, your reference over here, you're only going to capitalize middle, and then the, and that's it. Okay? All right. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will be publishing this shortly tonight right here. I'll put this video up as well. Please don't wait till the end of class. If you add this, if you don't do any research in SONA, this would be 3 articles that you have to summarize, plus your final paper, plus we have exam 3 on April 27th, plus you have your final exam, which while it is open notes, it is quite intense. So please get ahead of this now. Go do some research through SONA. That's my suggestion. Here's your alternative. Okay? Please reach out if you have any questions, and good luck.